everybody. The week is almost over. We have a little bit of a vacation weekend, so we're here a little bit early. My name is Brandon Jones. I have noticed that there are lots of trailers that came out this week. A little bit of quantity over quality, but nevertheless, we are here to watch trailers. So if you aren't doing anything for 20 minutes, let's all go to the trailers. A wild Daniel Bloodworth appears, who is now going to be a more permanent fixture on the show. Thank you for joining us, Daniel.
Yeah, we're totally going to miss all the good trailers now, because it's Thursday morning instead of Friday morning.
Ryan Stevens left. He took all the good trailers with him. I'm also joined by Mr. Kyle Bossman.
Hi, everybody.
We're here to talk about some trailers. Lots of trailers this week. Not many of them were good. Actually, most of the ones that I picked were not good, and I want to talk about them because I feel they're not good. So let's get to it. I thought this trailer was okay, but you were saying something potentially bad about it when you came in, Daniel. What do you think?
I don't know if it's the trailer as much as the game, but there are definitely elements to the trailer as well. This game, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but Dead Island is not about this weird metaphysical stuff, right?
No, but the same amount of money was not spent on this game as was Dead Island. And so...
Right, but it's like it's trying to be Silent Hill, but at the same time, it looks like it's also trying to be Walking Dead. Like, when you get to the end, especially, and like you see the font they use for like the release date, is like you're totally like cropping the Walking Dead font, and you've got this cell shading going on, but then you got this Silent Hill world. And like, what is your identity right now?
I didn't play Riptide, but I did play through Dead Island, and you definitely meet scientists that are doing weird, freaky stuff. And they're definitely.
But did they have containers falling from the sky, Brandon?
No, so I get the idea that this guy is just got kidnapped by a scientist or something, and they're running tests on him. Maybe it's a simulation thing where they're seeing like how he survives, so they can adapt their own survival to it. I just raised questions, and I thought it was interesting. Again, this is about as good as it gets this week, folks. This was... There was this and one trailer that loses on a technicality that I'll get to later that I thought were the two best trailers that were released this week.
It's worth mentioning this is a reveal trailer. I don't think anyone knew anything about this game until this trailer came out, right?
This is the debut of Escape from Dead Island.
And they just debuted
Dead Island,
Dead Island 2. I don't really understand what's happening.
Well, I think it's Deep Silver has a game that did pretty well and kind of grafted Dead Island onto this idea. It kind of seems, do you know? Like that whole, the door, it reminds me of Portal 2, you know? He starts off in his little hotel room, and then like a mechanical door opens open the wall, and like, you know, he's probably being tested on. There is some weird stuff happening.
I think I don't know what's going on, or to quote you, Blood from earlier. That's why I like this. I think it doesn't answer questions because it knows like there's not really that much to the game. We're debuting it now, so we want to be mysterious about it. But we are going to show you gameplay. It's not just going to be some weird still of something, and we're like, we'll explain it later. They just kind of throw you into it.
Well, it's interesting if you look like he's in third person, right? The Dead Island games are known for being first person,
right?
And the other thing, like I don't know if you saw, but he has like a little grappling hook. So, you know, see, that to me implies that traversal will be kind of a part of it as well.
It feels like they're giving Dead Island the Trials treatment, where you're supposed to die very quickly. You're not supposed to make it very far. Maybe
Wake up again in your hotel room.
The environment totally changes. Maybe it's procedurally generated every time you run out, and so it's just a question of like how many items you can get, how many zombies you can kill, how far you can actually get. I don't know if there's like loot or something you can pick up. I think it's smart that it's cell shaded, so immediately you tell right away this is not classic Dead Island. This is not Dead Island 2. Like you were saying, this is not Dying Light. You know, don't confuse this with anything else we've done. This is third person. Visually, it's very different. This is a different game. It's weird. It's a short trailer. I don't think it gives off the vibe where they're like, isn't this super cool? I just get the vibe, isn't this weird? What's going on here?
Right.
You know, maybe I get the feeling this game won't be a full-priced game. It'll probably just be like DLC or something. Again, I haven't done the research on it. I don't know. I went from a 7 and then I bumped it up to a 7.2, and I feel like making it higher, but I think I'm going to settle on 7.2.
I think it's a pretty good trailer for a game that won't be that great. What bugs me the most is his face animation. He pops out of bed and just looks around and his face is flat. I don't think he's like really even blinking very much. But you know, that's not the trailer's fault. Yeah, no eyes opening or closing there. It's so weird. But the trailer's job is to show, I think for any zombie game especially, why your game is different. And this definitely does. It shows why this is a different zombie game than the other zombie games you've played. You know, and I think that's the point of the whole trailer, really. And you know, give us a premise for your game because this is a reveal trailer. However, there's just some real dumb techniques within this. The one that I think is the worst is they look up and he sees these the freight containers falling, and then there's like a weird screen shatter.
That might be you dying. That might be actually like an in-game transition. I don't know.
If it is, it's awful.
I won't defend this trailer too much.
Here comes our transition. Escaped edit. That's awful. That should be -2 points on any trailer review. Also ends pre-order now. That's -0.5.
Well, actually, I had a question for you, Kyle.
Yeah.
It doesn't show, like any pre-order bonuses or anything. Is it literally just the mention of pre-order, or is it specifically that screen? Because I think those are two different levels. I don't think you can give... I think if you were to drop 0.5 off something that literally showed, like, the product, the bust of the character, and a big statue, and a T-shirt, and all this stuff...
That's way worse. That's more
0.5.
heinous.
Yeah,
Whereas,
because those things are like just like a still that's like tacked on.
literally
and not
just
even
same
doing
font.
anything.
Hey, pre-order now. Like, 0.2 maybe.
My
less.
issue is they already gave us a release date. They already said autumn 2014. That says pre-order now.
Okay.
You shouldn't have to tell us to pre-order now after that. And you're telling us to. You're not asking us to. You're just
They're
saying...
yelling it at you. It's the exclamation point on that.
Yeah. So I think that's my issue is like, it's honestly never too smart to pre-order. You can always cancel it. Not always, but most often cancel it. I'm against this pre-order idea. This trailer exists so we pre-order, you know what I mean, more than it exists to sell a game.
I think there's also something like this is like, it's like, hey, we're going to be mysterious. We're not going to tell you the whole story, but hey, pre-order. You can't do that. Like, we're going to want a little bit more
You're winning
information.
Bloodworth over already. It's only on the show.
Yeah, it is cheap though. It's a trailer. Sorry, final score with the deduction is a 4.8.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do like probably like 6.5. Yeah. I have to try to like, I don't know. I haven't quite figured out how to be consistent with these things yet, but I'll have to learn because I'm going to be on here more.
Hey everyone, my name is McLean Deemer, and I'm the composer here at ArenaNet.
So I thought about picking this trailer to talk about, and then I thought we're going to have Daniel Bloodworth on the show. And Daniel Bloodworth produces a show for us called Backtrack. And this would seem right up your alley.
Yeah.
I think this is...
That right there was probably the worst thing.
I think-
The keeping the camera zooming out.
Yeah, I'm
Just
sure the
very
camera
bad.
operator's mad about it too, yeah.
I think this is very poorly produced. I'm so excited that there was a focus put on the music. The music itself is very beautiful. Guild Wars 2 is a great game. I'm stoked that not only for a game like Guild Wars 2 can music get the focus, but this is season 2. This is an expansion that's
Right.
coming to the world of Guild Wars, and yet they still take the time to have the composer tell you his inspiration behind the music and to actually hear the music and see where it was shot. This bored the hell out of me. This is just a really slow, dull video. And there's a lot of reasons, but I wanted you to start the conversation first, Blood, because of your interest in music.
From a musical standpoint, I like that they kept focus on a track for a long period of time, because it is a track that, like, the longer you listen to it, the more it builds on itself and, like, the more you get out of it. They probably should have transitioned to do more than one track in the amount of time that they had. But I hate the ones where they, like, bounce all over the place and then, like, you don't get a feel for anything. Yeah, like as I was saying, the main problems I have with this is just the poor editing in terms of like you have some great shots, but then to keep those camera movements in there that are like, the cameraman didn't want that to be in there. There's no way. And then this shot with him on this weird like nuclear blue background.
So yeah,
Feels very like you're in a cage. I don't know what's going on.
So yeah, that's my first issue. Where is he? Why are we so close to him? Why isn't somebody interviewing him so he's looking off camera so we have him more in a natural environment? Why aren't we in his office? Why aren't we at his studio? Why isn't he in front of a piano? Why isn't there's no like music or something in the background? Just very uncomfortable. It doesn't feel natural. He seems like he's kind of like reading for a script or like trying to be very concise. Yeah, the camera work is kind of dull. I would have liked maybe like some tracking shots, more focus on the actual instruments.
Well, I mean, when you see the space, though, I mean, because some of those shots are like really close up, but then when I saw the space that they're working, it's like, okay, there are definitely limitations here. This is not a space that's designed for a bunch of fancy camera work. Like, this is a real working studio space. You know, it's not Abbey Road where they always have people running in there shooting things. You know, they could have made that work a little bit better for sure.
And I just don't want to watch a video that's primarily composed of shots of people that don't want to be on camera.
Yeah, well, and that's
Every single one of these people. There's like one shot of all of the cellos is at the big, tall, like 6-foot things. There's like 3 guys in the back, and like one guy in the back left is wearing like a t-shirt. And,
I mean,
like,
look at this
jeans. You know, just
Well, yeah,
like,
they're focused on what they're doing.
whatever.
Yeah.
But the problem though is there's no gameplay whatsoever. There's
Okay.
not a shot of gameplay.
That is the problem
Yeah.
with this video. That about this, definitely earlier than the point we're at now, but just about the middle point, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You're not gonna show a screenshot or anything?
Yeah.
Like you were saying, one thing you try to do in Backtrack Blood that's great is we really let the music hold, even for like a full minute, and it's kind of tough to like train the editors to do that, because it's always like, you don't want to have an edit hang for that long, but like that's the point. You really want to hear the music build, you want to see it in context. And I don't see the point in holding on the music for this long if I don't see like one damn shot of something, because...
Well, the thing is there's a moment in here where it's like you feel this build up, you get this real sense of this big reveal, and I'm like, I should have a tracking shot coming over a mountain right now.
Yeah,
right now I should be seeing a
cool
huge field, something in the distance, a bunch of trees. I don't know, but this is a reveal and nothing is happening.
To see it finally culminate, it's like we've got the personality behind it and his ideas, and then we've got the people that sat down to actually record the music, and then it all comes together and we actually see the final product. Yes, take sound effects and all that stuff out of it so we can just focus on the music, but no gameplay absolutely blew my mind.
Most of the things you two dislike about this trailer, I like a lot about it. Maybe it's from just living in Hollywood too long. I really appreciate that these shots are bad. This one in particular is only focused on this woman, not because they said, hey, let's focus on this woman, because that's the way they're lined up. You know what I mean? I'm so used to like a producer being like, hey, can we move her over here? Can we switch this over here? Can we make this look better for camera? All of these people are doing nothing for camera. They didn't dress up today. They're just a bunch of German musicians who care about the music they're playing right now. And I love that. I love that they didn't put on a show for this dumb trailer. Do you know what I mean? The focus of this dumb trailer is the music, and I actually really appreciate that for it. I'm okay with it having no gameplay, because what it is about Season 2. And it's like, for Season 2, we're putting legit music into the game. And to me, that means they're taking Season 2 of Guild Wars 2 seriously. And I really appreciate that this is a way they're trying to communicate that, is showing, hey, just music. I think that's cool. I think you can't do it more than once. Otherwise, it's like, all right, these are bad. It's like, it is.
Look at that. The sun is shining right on the one guy.
That's legitimately, that's bad production. Yeah, that should not happen. But they weren't pausing for them to like, hey, can we put a filter over here? You know what I mean? They were saying, no, we're doing our music. Vielen Dank. Let us do what we're doing. And I really appreciate it for it.
Well, I think you should score it first then, Kyle. I'm curious what your score is going to be.
8.
We've actually talked about Guild Wars a lot recently on the show. Are you excited about Guild Wars? Are you kind of curious about what Season 2's
Guild Wars is a cool MMO. Guild Wars is going to its own beat, and I think it's pretty cool.
I give this a 4.5. What do you give it, Blood?
I think I'm going to give it... I was actually thinking of giving it higher earlier, but the more I've looked at it, like I'm just seeing this stuff, I'm probably going to give it like a 6. Musically, I kind of like what they've done. I like bits of his story. But yeah, the production is just... Yeah. It's not... As a trailer, it's not good. And they could have done better with that.
This is a trailer that comes up a lot. I think if we're going to persist with Let's All Go to the Trailers, we are going to constantly be reunited with the, hey, we're adding more stuff to this game trailer. They're adding more levels to this extremely violent, looks potentially fun, killing floor game. Yet this trailer is very serious, and it's actually very hard to hear. The audio mix, if you have any production junkies out there, notice that, like, no one does anything with the music in this trailer. The music's literally at the same audio level the entire time, even though we have voiceover coming in and out, sound effects coming in and out, transitions coming in and out. And it's metal, and it's not always good to leave metal and just kind of do nothing with it. Metal is very loud. Metal will just crush anything else you're trying to hear or anything else anyone is trying to say. We also talk about tone a lot. I feel the tone with the woman speaking is very weird. It seems to be dramatic, where I think they should definitely play up kind of just the insane carnage of this game. Like, is this a game anyone should take seriously? I mean, take seriously, enjoy these types of games, but like this story that this lady's trying to spin, where like, I actually want you to help me. It's like, I don't want to help you. I want to rip corpses in half. That's why I'm playing this game. I'm not playing this game to like help people. Yeah, it seems like a lot of misfires going on in this trailer. What do you think, Kyle?
I want to request a sound up.
Okay.
I know you don't do too many sound ups, but just the sound up of her going,
please find me before time runs out.
because it's showing how bad the VO is, and you know, it's like, it's bad VO. It's custom for this trailer. the nice part about it, I guess, the point of it is to tie all of the packs
But
together.
neon weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, neon weapons with the, come find me voiceover. Kind
Right.
of just...
Neon weapons should be great. We should be really excited about them. But yeah, you're right. I think it's a tonal thing. It makes us not excited about those neon weapons. It
Yeah, I
might
mean, I just saw
start
a guy
the
in a
video.
Santa costume. You know, I mean, like, they're just it's not being presented the right way whatsoever. It's so weird. And yeah, having these very different maps try to be combined to like some kind of story. Like, I don't like it's hard to follow. Like, what are you even trying to say right now? Yeah. But then yeah, what you're saying with the voice mix is like, well, it sounds fine on headphones, but it doesn't sound good at all on speakers.
The goal always with these, hey, we're adding more things to the game, is show us what's new. Make it look new. And I mean, neon guns are
Neon
new.
weapons, man.
Yeah. I don't know if that's like that's not a game changer. I
Mr.
mean,
Magma.
I guess you can see your buddy through the fog, but I don't know. The castle thing totally looks new. It looks like, oh, this is a cool new area of the game. This is some story stuff. I think they called it objective-based mission or something like that. That's okay. That's a new thing. But yeah, generally the tone really hurts this trailer.
Because I like the gameplay and the editing, not the sound editing, but just the how many different shots. And there's definitely a build to them. We see like all the enemies run in and then they rush in and attack everybody. And the titles, I think, are well done. I'll give it a 6. Because I could do some editing fixes to that and fix the stuff real quick. So it's not something where it was just like from the conceptual phase you totally dropped it. It's just the production was a little suspect.
I think 6 is a good score. I'm going 5.1. I think the VO really hurts it. It does what it's meant to do. I think it shows you some new stuff for a game that you want to hop back into the game. But I have to score it so bad, just for please come rescue me. I don't look like stop it. Don't do that in games anymore.
Yeah, I guess I'll keep it at a straight 5. Yeah.
Good explanation. So that was our week of wacky trailers. Not something I would consider like a really great trailer, but I saw a little bit of Gods Will Be Watching from a gameplay trailer they released this week.
Dude.
Boy, what's going on with that?
It's so funny because Ben was like, oh, I want to check that game out. I got a code in for a preview. So we might hear something from Ben about that game. But I don't think he knew what he was getting into. Because I'm like, Ben, did you watch this trailer? Like, this is dark,
You're
crazy
shooting
stuff.
your own hostages.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
just a really messed up adventure game, and it's got a great, kind of reminds me of Swords and Sorcery. It's got that, like, really tall, skinny pixel aesthetic that can be oddly detailed. You can oddly tell, like,
yeah, it's
the
probably
gore
one of the
someone's
goriest
head being
games,
blown
yeah.
apart. Again, not something that you're missing out if you're watching the footage right now. You can see exactly what we're talking about. So again, the trailer was just gameplay, just showed clips and had a couple of weird transitions. So that not something I felt really going into in a lot of detail. But definitely check that out if you haven't. Pineview Drive had a bunch of terrible trailers that I believe they've been releasing over the last couple weeks, but we got a big chunk because they finally put them up. Yeah, the campaign for this game is just terrible. They just kind of show like a street sign and then the title, or like a TV and then the title. And I was speaking before that if like Shinji Mikami did something like that, you'd be intrigued. But if we haven't really seen anything from the developer involved, I haven't heard anything that they've made before that's interesting. Just a very poor way to sell the trailer. The actual trailer, they had a bunch of teaser trailers, and the actual like official trailer is just like running through trees, and then like the title. It's just like you can do mystery once. You can do like just one video where something's mysterious. Or like I was saying, unless you're somebody like Cliff Bleszinski, where it's like everyone's just gonna be hanging on everything that you release, and then you gotta show us what's going on. You gotta come out and say like, this is the game. Very poor thing. What are you gonna say, Kyle?
If at the end of the year we do like a worst trailers of the year, I think this is a contender. This is one of the worst trailers of the year, certainly.
I don't know. Raven's Cry Hangin' Willy trailer is up there too.
Oh my god.
There are reasons to be excited about Raven's Cry. It looks like a fun pirate game that's got some gore and some swashbuckling in it. But for some reason, they decided to be like 5-year-olds, and they released this rewriting of Drunken Sailor. Is that the official name of the song?
I don't know the exact name, but yeah. I mean, it's almost like oh crap, Assassin's Creed already put this song in their game. I guess we'll have to do something to make ours different.
And Dishonored actually rewrote it for their. They had Drunken Whaler because they had all the whales in their world. Some of these like penis jokes don't even rhyme. Like it's just really weird. You can see the subtitles, and I apologize if there are kids watching. It's just.
Don't read these words.
Yeah, don't read these words, kids. Close your eyes.
Oh man.
Just, I mean, you can be immature. Like, there's a reason. Duke Nukem Forever, stuff like that is fun. If
But
done-
as
done the
Kyle
right way.
mentioned, like they're going like out and like talking about like how like realistic and whatever that they are, and then they put out this like really goofball trailer.
Yeah, they want real pirates in Raven's Cry, and this is how they showed us the real pirates.
Real pirates are preschoolers, apparently. That's they're running around the jungle gym talking about wee-wees and
And
boo-boos.
everyone in that bar loves this song, is the crazy thing. It's like a song about like jerking them off, and everyone's just so into it. Oh my gosh, what a bad trailer.
And Blood, normally we pick trailer of the week. And I know you've been on the show before, but like we can't really do it this week because
I don't
these
think
were
so,
all pretty
yeah.
wacky trailers. I thought if we were to pick them out of the trailers we've talked about, that Escape Dead Island I thought was the most interesting. It was one that actually kind of like had an interesting thing going on in the trailer.
Sure.
In truth, the best trailer this week was The Wolf Among Us. They had the first trailer for the very last episode, the
finale.
ending of The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah.
That has a spoiler alert in the beginning of it. In the trailer, it says, "Don't watch this if you haven't played these other things."
That's
I watched
cool.
it because I haven't played Wolf Among Us and I don't care about spoilers. Not only can't talk about it at great length, can't really show you guys a lot of it.
I will trust you though. I'll trust you on this one, Brandon.
So I think that's our trailer of the week. I promise not to usurp the trailer of the week nominations
Yeah.
In the future, but
We should talk about
this was a touchy week.
week's trailer of the week.
It was up in the air because we all picked different things. One of us liked The Settlers. One of us liked what was?
Risen 3.
No, it wasn't Risen 3. It was Sacred 3.
Sacred 3.
Risen was the bad trailer,
Yeah.
and I liked Team Fortress. And we, Mr. Bloodworth hasn't had time to watch all of those trailers, but James Kohler,
Site producer.
our site producer, picked smartly picked Team Fortress out of those.
Expiration
to put
date.
Kyle to shame, the expiration date video. So for all those fans that were hurt for Kyle's insensitivity last week, vindication at long last. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Mr. Bloodworth, for joining us, and we look forward to you being back next week, and we look forward to seeing you guys again. Enjoy trailers.